Well, welcome back to the show, everybody. We've been talking a lot about blue on blue, Tory on Tory, all these clashes just for the sake of the party leadership election. Usually the Tories do this all the time, but then afterwards they get together. They reunite. I'm very afraid of what's going to happen this time, especially because on the one hand you have a chunk of Tory members, grassroots members, who don't even want this election. They don't even want Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak. Then you've got Rishi and Liz going really hardcore against each other, up to a point where their own supporters on live TV are basically starting a massive row. Dominic Raab from Rishi Sunak's team and Kwasi Kwarteng, who is going to be potentially Liz Truss's chancellor, went on TV on Sky during just before the Kay Burley leadership debate and did this.
So one thing I want to put to bed is this idea that high taxes is a route to curbing inflation. The tax plans, forgive me, I gave you time to say your piece.
Of unfunded tax cuts.
Please don't interrupt me.
Please
don't interrupt.
route
I know
to higher inflation.
I mean, Rishi did that stuff in the debate last time, but please give me time. To say that inflation is going to be dealt with by raising taxes is completely the wrong way of looking at it. The tax policy was set last year before the inflation really kicked in, and now they're using inflation to justify what I think is a failed tax policy. And I said that to Boris Johnson. We're not going to attract investment, we're not going to grow this economy by raising taxes.
The thing is, I get it, because the Tory party, the leadership, we haven't really been used to seeing them completely, not just criticising policies, but actually attacking the personality based on the policy. But just because it hasn't happened before, maybe it's actually not bad, because on the one hand, it's very awkward that someone like Kwasi and Rob, or Rishi and Liz, how can they actually expect to rebuild all these bridges that they burned and sit at the cabinet table afterwards together in the same team to fight against Labour? Because they've literally exposed everything against each other. Secondly, it's just a rude interaction on live TV. You don't do that. We're not that, the concept of the conservative leaning side, whether you're Tory or Reform UK or just non-partisan, alternative, independent, right-wingers don't do this. It's the left-wingers, the Labour Party, go on TV and completely attack each other on live TV. But the problem here is that maybe it's needed to burn some bridges so that some of the crazies and some of the incompetent people don't join the cabinet of the next leader. Because maybe this unity that we've had in the Tory party is not really genuine. So maybe it's time for Rishi Sunak or Dominic Raab not to be part of Liz Truss's cabinet, maybe, or vice versa. But inevitably seems to be Liz Truss that will be the next party leader and Prime Minister of this country. And we're going to come back actually on that note in a half an hour, tell you about what happened between Liz Truss and Kay Burley last night on Sky News. So subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi and we are the media.